Hello and happy Friday. Welcome to my home office. My name is Dana Helms and I am just coming to talk to you guys and share a little bit about what we do during this time to navigate through something new, our new normal, so to speak, and some things have changed, and it's kind of changed outside of our control. So I'm sure that we're all trying to navigate and manage through all of this newness, whatever that might look like for you, because it looks a little different for everybody at all kinds of levels. So I thought I would just share. I like to write and journal, so let me put my little clicker down. I wrote these out, and so I'm going to read kind of some of this to you. Cultivating hope is what we do in our home to navigate through difficult situations, and whether it's the situation that you're in right now or that you're able to use this going forward to maybe put in your toolbox. I've created a mantra. So my mantra right now is I trust that everything in life is unfolding for the highest good. And I also trickle in a lot of deep breathing. A couple of the steps I'll share with you, and I like to do this for every portion of my life, whether it's business or personal. It's practice boundaries. And I think during this time, it's probably one of the most important things that you can do is to practice boundaries in your home, in your life, in your news feed, inside your family. So in your home, ways to navigate through that and to create boundaries is to speak your truth and allow your spouse or your significant other to understand what you're feeling at this time, and then if you need a break, to be able to communicate that. If you're at home with children, like many of us now, we've also become homeschool teachers. So personally, I am now added that to my my repertoire of things that I'm doing, and that adds another boundary, necessary place for a boundary to be put, because you've got to set boundaries for your work, and you've got to set boundaries for your family and your time set aside so that you can work with your children. Online, if you are increased social media right now, increased your news intake, if you're increasing the TV time, set those boundaries. Maybe turn those things off. Stop absorbing so much at one time, because honestly, your brain can only take so much at some time before it starts to become overwhelming. Also, you want to set boundaries with your body. Make sure that you're getting up off your desk. Make sure you're taking that walk, being socially responsible and staying 6 feet away from others and keeping that social distance. Go for a walk, go for a drive. Start doing some yoga. There is a plethora of options for you to look at on YouTube, and there's some free virtual classes that are being offered now. Your body can start to absorb some of that stress. Your jaw, your shoulders, your back, your hips. When you are off-centered, everything is going to be thrown off. Your mind needs to rest. So be very wary and aware of what the types of things that your body is absorbing, because it's absorbing it and you might not even know it. Deep breathing, lots of stretching, get up and walk, take a break. Feel your feelings. I know this is a sensitive one for many, because it's like, I don't have feelings, I'm good, I'm rolling through this. They'll creep up when you least expect it. When you snap at somebody, when you read an email wrong, or you reply to a text message wrong, or you snap at your spouse or your children, or you're not really forgiving of yourself. So that's where good self-talk comes in. You got to stay positive and make sure that you're sharing good positive things with yourself and positive self-talk, because those things can really start to trickle in when we really don't know it. Take the shower, get the good cry out. Maybe if you're alone somewhere and you can get out and scream, not in your neighborhood, so don't think you're kind of crazy. They might join you, who knows? Maybe put on a song, dance, get some positive energy going through your body. I wanted to share a little bit about optimism and hope. Optimism is connected directly to the outcome of this situation. So we understand why we want to be optimistic. We know what a situation might turn out to be. Hope, on the other hand, is not about the outcome. It is very much a soul-centered choice. Choose to be hopeful. Choose to be to have that happiness flowing through you, just to make sure that you're not creating a very depressed self, because that can happen as well. Change change bridges to gifts. So when you're looking at the situation, a lot of us right now, we're home with our kids. It's a lot of extra time with our children. We are home with spouses and we're getting to know each other a little bit deeper like we may have used to. And those things are gifts. This is a time of change. This is a time of unknowing. This is definitely a time of pressure, so to speak. But this is also a time where you're learning to pass along traditions, pass along things that you may have done in your childhood that your children are unaware of. And I know for ourselves, this has definitely helped us get in the kitchen more and make things. More time in front of a movie with some popcorn. My phone is set aside. We're spending more time with family members and with ourselves that we don't typically get to do because we have so much going on. So maybe this is an opportunity that the world has kind of slowed down a little bit, that we can also in turn slow down and reevaluate all the gifts that we've been given. Fill in a sentence, not I have to, how about I get to? And then you fill in the blank. What does that look like for you? Examples of this are when we experience anger, it points to passion for justice. So maybe we just change the way we're looking at our anger and point it into a more positive direction. When you're experiencing fear, it creates an opportunity for courage. Maybe you need to be courageous for your family. Maybe you need to be courageous for your team if you're leading a team in this uncertain time. When you're experiencing grief of a friend, a family, a job, a pet, something like that, it's an expression of our capacity to love. So because you are experiencing that grief, that's because you love. So what a blessing that is. When you don't know, it also makes space for new ideas, and I call these solutions, not solutions. So you get to dig deep down in and look and see what you can cultivate outside of this, I don't know, space to maybe you step into a think tank and you start to navigate through all these ideas that you may not even know that are in there because we've had so much going on in our world, we haven't really been able to tap into those. So I want you to practice these two things. So one, I want you to practice balance. Read and listen to as much good stuff as you do bad stuff, or maybe good stuff more, bad stuff less. You need to educate yourself and understand what our government is doing right now and what they're doing to help and aid our companies and ourselves. So yes, you have to do the research and you have to do the adulting things right now, but also fill that space with all the good things that may be happening. Social media is a great place that you can see all the good things that are happening. People singing, crafts, art being done. People are showing up. Our companies in our industry, are doing things that are just beyond. They're making masks. They're turning their facilities into be able to make solutions and provide solutions for others in the industry and for the world. And it's an amazing thing to see. So practice, get the whole story process. And by that I say, remember to honor your boundaries, this process, and challenge yourself, but don't punish yourself, okay? If you feel like you want to have that scoop of ice cream instead of going for the walk today, that's okay. Give yourself that little bit of a rest, get up and go walk the next day. Look for stories outside mainstream news and trickle in the good stuff. Don't do this alone. Let me encourage you, and then I will let you go back to your day. This book right here, you've probably gotten it in your mail. It's full of all amazing things because it's got numbers and names, and it has our friends in the industry who are all experiencing these same very things that we're going through at all different kinds of levels. So get connected. Don't go this alone. Do this with your friends. And then virtually, have a tea party, you grab a cup of coffee, have a virtual wine night, do a dance off. Listen, cut loose, relax, let the good endorphins go, and I look forward to seeing everybody again very soon. This is a whole new world for all of us. So thanks for tuning in and hanging out with me for a few minutes. Bye.